You know, everyone has those TV shows that they really liked when they were a kid, and I've kind of stuck with them ever since. Now, I grew up in a time when Disney Channel hadn't really found the formula yet, so every show and original movie they made during this time, they were just all over the place, and sometimes barely made any sense. Anyway, just like I did with Lizzie McGuire a month or so ago, I thought I would go back once again to one of my favorite shows when I was in middle school, Even Stevens. Now, this week is special because for this video, I'm getting a little help from my new friend, Christy Carlson Romano, everybody.
Hey, Alex.
So let's take a walk.
Once you've opened the World Atlas application, you'll find that doing research about your favorite continent can be both fun and easy.
You know, this is something I always thought was weird, even at the time, just how almost any show that's made for kids or whatever, they always portrayed adults as these lifeless, empty shells who just don't understand and they can't be bothered to care about anything anymore. But now that I'm in my 30s, shoot, I get it. I mean, let me tell you, when TikTok became a thing, that's when I realized that this world had long passed me by. Anyway, the scene continues on, and here we meet our first main character of the show, Louis Stevens. And I mean, just look at little Shia LaBeouf here, okay? Have you ever seen a more obnoxious looking kid? Whoever the casting director was for this show was way too good at their job. Now, Louis hacks into the school's online black market, apparently, and tries to get his hands on the roaring Drycon card from this kid, Ernie. But there's just one little problem. You know, when I was a kid, I never really noticed or cared much about it, but there's a couple things in these shows I used to watch that really wouldn't fly today. Anyway, so after class is over, Louis and his friend are out in the hallway talking about, dude stuff.
I cannot believe you actually got the new kid, Ernie Morton, to trade you his roaring Drycon card.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, girls.
What's up?
Yeah, did I mention this show came out in the year 2000? Because it most certainly did. And then Louis gives us the sage wisdom of a 12-year-old.
Louis, just kiss this whole roaring Drycon thing goodbye, okay? Your sister is never gonna go out with Ernie. I never picked a booger. I didn't like Morton.
You know what your problem is? You don't understand women. I know girls look past what's on the outside. And I know they like the sensitive type.
You know, this is one of those things that TV shows and movies always told me growing up, that the big secret to getting the girl you like to like you back was just being a sensitive guy who writes poems and songs and has a journal and stuff. Now, I took all that advice to heart, and let me tell you right now, okay, bunch of lies. Pfft, do you have any idea how many poems I wrote in high school? Okay, and guess how that all turned out.
Hey, Christy, I wrote you a poem while I was smelling your hair in AP English. Do you want to hear it? Okay, I'll read it anyway. You are the light in the prism of my teardrop. My heart waits for you like a child at the bus.
Do you even go to this school?
Anyway, so after this, we meet the girl who is basically the whole reason why 13-year-old Alex even started watching this show, to be honest, Ren Stevens.
Me? 10 hours. 13 hours. Adrian Dunmore.
Yeah, so Ren's big dilemma is that this girl,
Friggin' Adrian,
has more volunteer hours than her, and so Ren needs to get 4 more so she can win because she has to, I guess. So between this and Louis trying to get a Yu-Gi-Oh card or whatever, the stakes weren't really all that high in this show. But I mean, it was a pre-9/11 world, so, we were all just so innocent back then. Anyway, back to Ren, who's getting a little pep talk from her friend.
If I'm going to beat Adrian Dunmore for Service Volunteer of the Month, I need to find 4 more hours of volunteer work to do this weekend.
Yeah. I guess you're tired of losing to her, huh? Quit obsessing over her, Ren. You need to get out and have some fun.
I will have fun when I'm Service Volunteer of the Month. And Adrian Dunmore is done for.
So that night after school is Ren's birthday. And here we meet Ren and Louis's parents and also their older brother, who I completely forgot existed until right this moment. Anyway, so Louis tries to get Ren to hang out with him at the mall so Ernie can have some one-on-one time with her and I assume tie her up and put her in the trunk or something. I'm not really sure what the plan is here because yeah, you're not supposed to judge people by how they look or whatever, but I mean, I don't know, maybe sometimes you should, okay?
Oh, hi, Ren. Could I ask you something? You just did.
Bye.
You know, I think I'm starting to remember why it was I had such a thing for Ren back in the day, which also kind of explains the entire rest of my life up to this point, but you know what? That's not important right now, okay? Let's just move on. Now, Lewis comes up with a plan to trick Ren into hanging out with the weird kid by telling her that it's for volunteer work, so then she can get more hours and defeat Adrian. So of course Ren's like,
Yeah, sure, I'll hang out with this random kid. How bad could it be?
and goes to the mall with Lewis the following Saturday to meet Ernie.
I'm Ren Stevens, but you know that, don't you?
Oh, booger check.
Louis.
Hey, how you doing?
Ernie, I just want you to know that you can talk to me about anything.
Anything? Oh, geez, where do I even start? I mean, The Santa Claus 2 is so underrated, like it's definitely one of Tim Allen's top 5 movies ever made. I mean, I don't know if it's better than Christmas with the Cranks, but still, everyone knows Jungle to Jungle is like the Citizen Kane of Tim Allen movies, okay? Let me just break it down scene by scene for you.
What am I doing with my life?
Anyway, so Ren and Ernie go on their not-a-date date, and things go about as well as you'd expect. Because like I said back in my Lizzie McGuire video, any guy who wore this necklace back in the day is bad news. So as the day goes on, Lewis ends up getting the card he wanted, Ernie gets his date with Ren, sort of, and it looks like everybody wins. Until that Monday, when the truth finally comes out.
Oh, did the 4 hours I put in on the weekend put me ahead of, say, Adrian Dunmore for Service Volunteer of the Month?
Well, that would make you the winner. Unfortunately, there is no Adopt a Friend program.
There has to be.
There isn't.
Well, geez, do I at least get a Medal of Honor or something? I mean, have you even met this kid? He's like a sentient armpit.
But yeah, so Ren realizes that this whole thing was one big trick by Lewis just to get the card. And if that wasn't bad enough, okay, now the whole school knows because a certain someone's been going around telling a few stories.
Hey, Ren.
Are you telling people that I'm your girlfriend?
I'm just telling them that we're moving in that direction. By the way, instead of the mall, tonight, my place.
I wouldn't hang out with you if you were the last boy on Earth. If you were the last boy in the universe. No, if you were the last boy ever.
So as you might imagine, Ren's a little upset about everything and goes to confront Lewis.
Louis. I have a reputation at school. Well, not anymore. How am I supposed to show my face there again?
May I suggest plastic surgery?
But in typical Disney Channel fashion, Lewis has a change of heart and makes everything all better in the end.
You see that gift on my bed? It's for you. Happy birthday. I saw you looking at it at the mall.
So long story short, Lewis ended up selling his Roaring Drycon card to buy the necklace that Ren was looking at earlier in the episode. So, you know, I guess no one had any concerns about a 12-year-old kid selling a knockoff Pokemon card for like $500, huh? Like I said, it was a simpler time. Anyway, in the end, Ren and Ernie meet up at the school when no one else is around, so I'm just gonna assume it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And she apologizes to Ernie, even though he's the one who spread the rumors in the first place. But yeah, okay, let's worry about his feelings. Sure, whatever.
I'm really sorry.
Never hang out with anyone who wasn't a pretty boy.
That's not true.
Oh, no? How many guys like me have you hung out with?
So here's where we get to like the big message of the show or whatever, which oddly enough is extremely relevant in the world of 2019.
It has nothing to do with the way you look. If you didn't act like such a jerk, I know a lot of cool people who would want to go to the mall and hang out with you.
You know, when I was in high school, I was a lot like Ernie here, like a lot. And it wasn't until I was much older than I should have been that I really understood that how you act is way more important than how you look in almost every situation. So I decided to become the funny kid in school, and guess what? Girls still didn't want to go out with me, so, you know, whatever. Anyway, so they make up and Ren gives Ernie a hug.
Just as a friend, okay?
But right then, Ernie's buddies show up and take a picture of him hugging Ren, which like, how could she ever possibly come back from this, you know what I mean? So now Ren has no choice but to leave school, join the military, and change her name to Jennifer Stone. But that's another story. First of all, I just want to give a big thanks for helping out with this video to Christy Carlson Romano, aka Ren Stevens, aka the voice of Kim Possible, aka Jennifer Stone, aka the voice of Yuffie from Kingdom Hearts. I mean, she's been around the block, okay? I just want to give a big thanks to her.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Christy Carlson Romano. I'm having a blast on Alex Meyers' YouTube show, but you gotta check out mine. It's Christy's Kitchen Throwback, and make sure you subscribe.
And like seriously though, if you're someone who grew up in the 90s or early 2000s like I did, I mean her channel, she's had like Will Friedle, she's had the guy who played Lizzie McGuire's little brother, she's had Cheetah Girls, like she's doing a whole like early, Disney, early kind of 2000s nostalgia trip going on. So it's really worth checking out, guys, trust me. Head over to her channel, give it a watch if you like it, subscribe, you know the drill. And of course on my channel as well, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Let me know what was your favorite part of the video, or give me suggestions for what video you want me to do next, or just say hi, that's fine too. Follow my dog Charlie on Instagram, Charlie Meets Pumpkin. And above all else, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.